government right now. It's disgusting.
Well, when we found out that President Trump was running for president again this term, we immediately went out and bought a flag because we are huge Trump supporters. Questioning what's happening right now, obviously. Individuals started receiving notice on Monday that they were going to have an appointment for termination on Wednesday. Tuesday morning comes and we were informed that, hey, if you didn't get the email on Monday, you're safe. And I'm like skipping down the halls, right? Like, you know, I get to stay. And Wednesday late afternoon, I received a notice that I have an appointment, a Teams appointment with my supervisor on Friday at 9 o'clock. So I knew that I wasn't safe anymore.
Probationary employee, you don't have the same protections, and it's actually quite easy to terminate probationary employees. So they don't even need to cite it. It almost, and so speculation, this is part of the reason I'm talking about politics, is that to do this on a large indiscriminate scale, it needs to have political backing, right?
Sure. I just got a notice today and I talked to the representative at like 8:30, and she's like, it's not Oh my gosh, yeah, Nathan, that's like the hardest part for me, honestly, because I'm a wonderful worker. Any job that I've ever had, I feel like you should do everything unto the Lord, and I do. And to be sitting here today and know that that follows me, that I was fired for performance-based in any manner. I have wonderful reviews every year of my employment. I literally just had my last review in January, and it was outstanding. When you lose an income, it's painful. You know, we've had conversations about what our future looks like. We have, as you can tell, we have a small home. But my husband and I have said if we need to downsize and get a, you know, one-bedroom home or even a one-bedroom apartment, we'll do whatever we have to do. But it's hard. It's wrecking. And I stayed with my dad because I wanted to stay with my brother. So Jason, my brother, pretty much raised me for a couple years while my dad was. The common theme is, you know, we voted for this, you know, and our friends that didn't vote the same, you know, there's always that back and forth conversation now. It's like, you knew this was coming, but we didn't. Like, nobody that I've talked to understood the devastation that having this administration in office would do to our lives, but other people that we love and care about too within the Mid-Ohio Valley. Cutting costs and waste and fraud and we love that big picture. I love that big picture. My friends, you know, we were excited about that because it is true. But again, I can't help but go back to the fact that what is the decisions that you're making right now solving in the big picture? It just, so the concept of voting for that again, voting for Elon Musk essentially to wreck people's lives, I can't do it.
Driver usually survives because they're drunk, right? Yeah. And they you know, sort of are...
You know, we see the effects of what a decision like this can do. You know, the relapse that can take place, the lack of trust. I mean, if you can't trust your president and your vice president to do what they said they were going to do, you know, which is protect us, protect the veterans, love the veterans, support them, then it leaves you in a really ugly place in your thinking. People are afraid to go and open their email. Like one email, one instance can change the trajectory of your entire life.
Right.
And it's, in my opinion, it's abuse. It's emotional abuse. Yeah, absolutely. I feel a little bit betrayed. And to be honest, I don't know like what I would do if we knew what we know today and the vote was tomorrow. I don't know what I would do because of my morals, but I just don't think I could do it again. I don't think I could vote for President Trump again, knowing that this has happened. and the impact it's had on the American working class.
Fewer people. Randomly, arbitrarily cutting federal employees is the last thing that we need. We were short-staffed to begin with. We do the important work that keeps this government functioning.
So really just kind of all of a sudden, within maybe like a day's notice, I was basically told that tomorrow is your last day of duty, based on, they say, performance, which was clearly a big lie.
I'm a federal employee. I monitor budgets and congressional delays, but we're showing up and we're showing out. Unions are showing up and showing out. Unions are.
It's a disgrace. Almost feel like, so much for serving my country all these years. We literally get slapped in the face with no explanations as to really why we got let go.
I'm a federal employee. I stay in a constant state of anxiety and fear because last 20 years, how many of you who have been civil servants?
Just thousands of lives are turned upside down. Nobody really seen this coming. Even the people that did probably vote for Donald Trump. Elon Musk has basically taken over our government and has calling the shots, unfortunately, it seems to be.
Elon Musk has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Elon Musk has got to go!
And now they're basically denying our unemployment compensation claims. So they're starving us out at the same time. How am I going to pay my bills? I feel like everybody really needs to do their homework a lot more in depth next time come voting time to really try to figure out who these people are deep down inside, because they fool you a lot. They get in office, they don't do the things they said they was going to do or promise the people.
I'm out here today because the unlawful termination of the probationary employees here at the Bureau of the Fiscal Service is a devastating loss to our community. This is one of the only places in this area where you can get a consistent, well-paying job. So many people around here depend upon this. Families, some husbands and wives work together there. It's going to be a devastating economic loss to our community. And I'm here also because it was done under this false pretense that Donald Trump and Elon Musk and this fictitious entity DOGE, this unlawful entity DOGE, has any actual interest in rooting out government waste, fraud, and abuse. They're the only ones committing those things. They are the only ones committing those things. They have no capability, no actual interest in finding those things. It's a pretext for their unlawful expansion of executive power. It's destroying this country, and it's especially destroying this state and this city.
Elon Musk, he bought himself a president. He's real rich, and he definitely is running and telling Trump what to do right now. You saw that in the cabinet meeting where he was standing up and walking around and and Trump just sits there like this. So Elon Musk bought a president. He bought the presidency of the United States, and now he's going to destroy us.
Because I love my country, and I think this has been one of the biggest threats it's ever faced. What with illegal firings and problems in having the rule of law, and possibly a president who thinks he doesn't have to listen to the decisions of judges.
Vote them out! 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 Vote them out!
West Virginia stands to lose a lot in terms of suffering in the state's economy that results from these federal layoffs. West Virginia is at the very top of the states in terms of the federal workforce as a share of total workforce in the state. So if the federal layoffs happen, if they hit West Virginia, we stand to suffer a disproportionate share when those jobs disappear, when that income disappears, when that spending leaves the state economy. Well, it's important to remember that the suffering isn't just limited to the people who lose their jobs directly. You have to remember that these people, they spend money in the local economy. They spend money on housing, they spend money on food, they spend money on entertainment, they spend money anywhere people spend money. And so when a person's laid off, when that person cuts back on their spending, all the businesses where they would normally spend their money otherwise, all those businesses suffer as well because now they have less demand, now they have fewer customers. So those downstream businesses suffer, and those employees who work for those downstream businesses also suffer. So it's important to remember that the overall impact of these job losses isn't just limited to the people who lose their jobs. All the people in the community where those people do business, all those businesses also suffer. And other parts of the economy suffer as well, like tax revenue. If these people are receiving less income, if they're spending less money, that lowers the tax base as well, and then that can have further downstream ripple effects to reduce school funding, funding for transportation infrastructure, other areas. So it's important to remember the broad spillover effects.
Again.